I got it. Great.
You're near me, honey, but when you're near
You want me on what side? I'm not touching you until I have to. Get all sweaty.
Hello. You already saw him.
Yeah. You already know who he is.
We got this. Pouring out the syrup too.
You're all right. Breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. There you go. You're fine. And don't trip me down the stairs.
Okay, you guys. Yeah, you can be a little faster up here, and then once you get down there, you slow down nicely. Well, it looks like people are forgetting to do that.
Why? For your speech?
Slow down when you get to the top, okay? Okay. When you get to the top, just slow down.
Okay.
Okay, good for now.
Walk as fast as you do.
Triple my dress.
Yeah. Hold it up. Hold it up. That dress.
7. Yeah, 7 plus. Oh, okay. Is it big?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's that big.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yesterday. And I forgot. I was so busy. Today I was like, oh, yesterday.
In this cafe, say you will. Say you will. Together can never be close enough for me to feel like I am close enough to you. You wear white and I wear out the words I love you. And you're beautiful. Now that the wait is over, love has finally showed her my way.
My nose is running.
You may all be seated. To be married together as husband and wife. As we begin today's ceremony, I'd like to ask, who presents this lady to be married to this man? You may get your bride. Nothing happens until the dress is fixed. Okay, sir. Today, their relationship changes. All of us know that it will grow and become stronger and better. Indeed, this is a day of hope. A day in which Cassandra Tyler will demonstrate their commitment, devotion, their mutual respect, as well as their faith and love in one another. You who are gathered here as witnesses are called upon to continue to support and encourage them as they unite in marriage. And if anyone knows of any reason why they should not be joined together, please keep it to yourself. As our sons and daughters find partners and find homes for the next generation, each family is enriched and enlarged. I'd like to ask the parents of the bride and groom to please stand. This wedding is a celebration of family. It is a blending of two families that have been separate up to this moment, but will be united from this day forward, blending your different traditions and strengthening your family tree. This occasion is a special occasion for you, the parents who brought these children into the world and have nurtured them into adulthood. Today you're witnessing another stage in the lives of your son and your daughter. Your continued support and encouragement will be needed as they unite in marriage. So therefore, I ask, will you, who have loved and nurtured these two, try with the greatest of wisdom and love to support this couple in every way?
We will.
Thank you. You may be seated. Marriage is a commitment to life. The best that two people can find and bring out in each other. It offers opportunities for sharing and growth that no other relationship can equal. It is a physical and an emotional joining that is promised for a lifetime. Within the circle of its love, marriage encompasses all of life's most important relationships. A husband and wife are each other's best friend, confidant, lover, teacher, listener, and even critic. And there may be times when one partner is heartbroken or ailing, and the love of the other can resemble the tender caring of a parent for a child. Marriage deepens and enriches every facet of life. Happiness is fuller, memories are fresher, commitment is stronger, and even anger is felt more strongly, but it passes away more quickly. Marriage understands and forgives the mistakes life is unable to avoid. It encourages new life, new experiences, and new ways of expressing love that is deeper than life itself. When two people pledge their love and care for one another in marriage, they create a spirit unique unto themselves, which binds them closer than any spoken or written words could do. Marriage is a promise, a potential made in the hearts of two people who love each other, and it takes a lifetime to fulfill. A wedding and a marriage are two different things. A wedding is what we're doing here today, the joining of two hearts and two families into one. A marriage is what comes afterwards, your day-to-day ritual. And nothing that you go through in life can prepare you for marriage. For once that ring goes on, so too should a switch go on in your head. For how you see each other prior to today should not be the same as how you see each other tomorrow and each day that stretches before you. Your level of respect, appreciation, desire, admiration, affection, and love should be taken up a notch and should continue to grow. Now we all know that marriage is more than two people standing and repeating vows. You must continue to strive to make your relationship work. And here's some things I want you both to keep in mind. I promise he's sweating because of the sun, not because of the nerves. So here's some things I want you guys to keep in mind throughout your entire marriage. Never stop courting. Never stop dating. Never ever take each other for granted. When you asked her to marry you, and when you accepted, you both promised to be the man and woman that will own each other's heart and fiercely protect it. This is one of the most sacred treasures you will ever be entrusted with. She chose you. Never forget that. And he chose you. Never forget that. And never ever get lazy in love. In fact, you should fall in love all over again. You will constantly change. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago, and in 10 years you may not be the same person you are today. Change will come. And in that you must re-choose each other every day. She doesn't have to stay with you, and he doesn't have to stay with you. So for this reason you must always, always fight to win each other's love, just as you did when you were dating. And always see the best in each other. Focus on what you love. What you focus on will expand. If you focus on what bugs you, you will always find reasons to be bugged. But if you focus on what you love, you can't help but to be consumed by that love. So focus to the point where you can see nothing else but love, and you will know that without a doubt, you are the luckiest persons to have each other in your lives. Protect your own heart. Now, just as you are committed to being the protector of each other's heart, you must also guard your own heart with the same vigilance. You may love yourself fully and love the world openly, but there's a special place in your heart where no one else must enter but your husband and your wife. And keep that space open, willing, ready to receive them, never ever shutting them out. Don't be an idiot. There's no tactful way of saying it, just straight to the point. But don't be afraid to be one either. You will both make mistakes. The key is to own up to that mistake and to be the first to say, I was wrong, I'm sorry. The enemy of all relationships is pride. So we must let pride go and forgive immediately, focusing on the future rather than carrying the mistakes of the past. Don't let history be your hostage. Holding on to past mistakes will be like a heavy anchor onto your marriage. So cut the anchor loose and always choose love. Always choose love. And I'll say it one more time, always choose love. Because in the end, this is the only advice you need. If this is the guiding principle through which all your choices are governed, there's nothing that will threaten the happiness of your marriage. Love will always endure. And lastly, your marriage is yours and yours alone. Any challenges must be discussed by you, handled by you, and solved by you. Be very careful where you get marriage advice. And I'm pausing for dramatic effect on that. Be very careful where you get... If someone does not love marriage, and if they do not love your spouse, they will not constantly give you healthy advice. Now in the end, marriage isn't about happily ever after. It's not a fairy tale. It's about work. And a commitment to continually invest in something that can last for an eternity. And through that hard work, the happiness will come. Marriage is life, and life has its ups and downs. But learning to embrace these cycles and to learn from each experience will give you the strength and perspective you need to keep building, one day at a time. Just remember, in marriage, you get out whatever you put in. Now we've come to the question and answer period. This part is multiple choice, so choose very carefully. I'll begin with you. Tyler, you've chosen Cassandra to be your wife. Do you promise to love and respect her? Do you promise to be honest with her always? And do you promise to stand by her through whatever may come?
I do.
And Cassandra, you've chosen Tyler to be your husband. Do you promise to love and respect him? Do you promise to be honest with him always? And do you promise to stand by him through whatever may come?
I do.
And do you both promise to make the necessary adjustments in your lives so that you may live in a harmonious relationship together?
We do.
And now I want to ask the family and friends, do you give them your blessing and support, wishing them a wonderful life together? Come on, we can be louder. Now we come to the vows. I want to remind you that saying your vows is one thing, but nothing is more challenging than living them day by day. Because what you say today must be renewed tomorrow and each day that stretches before you. I want you to look directly at each other and repeat after me. I'll begin with you.
In the presence of our family and friends, I, Tyler, choose you, Cassandra, to be my wife. To have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and health, in joy and sorrow, to love and to cherish, and to be faithful to you alone. This is my solemn vow.
In the presence of our family and friends, I, Cassandra, choose you, Tyler, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, to love and to cherish, and to be faithful to you alone. This is my solemn vow.
She didn't pause at the richer or poorer part. Cass,
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring,
That you may wear it.
that you may wear it
As a symbol of the vows.
in the symbol of the vows
We made this day.
we made this day.
I pledge you my love and respect.
I pledge you my love and respect,
My laughter and my tears.
my laughter and my tears,
With all that I am.
with all that I am.
I honor you.
I honor you.
Ty,
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring,
That you may wear it.
that you may wear it
As a symbol of the vows.
as a symbol of the
We
vows
made this day.
we made this day.
I pledge you my love and respect.
I pledge you my love and respect,
My laughter and my tears.
my laughter and my tears,
With all that I am.
with all that I am.
I honor you.
I honor you.
You look good with that on, Tyler.
Now today we'll be doing a traditional hand fasting ceremony. I asked the couple to get something that they want to use forever throughout their life, and they got rope. So, no judgment, they will be husband and wife. Do what you want. These are the hands of your best friend, young, strong, and full of love for you. And they're holding yours on your wedding day as a promise to love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to repeat, looking at each other. Will you honor and respect one another and seek to never break that honor? Will you share each other's pain and always seek to ease it?
I will.
And will you share each other's laughter and look for the brightness and positive in each other?
I will.
These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear and grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will hold your family together as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it the most. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you that unspoken tenderness with just a touch. Cass and Ty, as your hands are bound together now, so too are your lives and spirit joined in a union of love and trust. Above you are the stars, and below you the earth. And like the stars, your love should be a constant source of light. This fly is just right in there. You know when they say a fly on the wall? That's exactly what this is. I don't remember where I was, so I'll just take this off now. I want you to hold hands and look directly at each other. Because now, from this moment onward, by the power invested in me, I will pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Excuse us for a moment. We're going to make this legal and come right back. Everyone standing for me, please, because I think we make more noise when we're standing. I want you to put your hands together. Come on, put your hands together as we welcome for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Tyler and Cassandra Cunningham.
I did? Oh my god, no I didn't.
I pleasured something and it was a pledge.
No I didn't, I did not. Yeah, she did. You're kidding me, I did not say that. Okay, you guys want private time, so go. Okay, go inside. At least I included that in there. That's why you're important. Just as important. Jade. Okay guys, go in. Have your moment. Rocky, can I have a shot? So we gotta make up. Rocky, you need another shot now? Shot. Let's go. Shot.
Take the edge off.
You know how hard it was? Okay, he's like... I had to, I was sweating. It was hot out there and I was holding the two of them and I was like... I think my arms are cramping so No, where it's downstairs, like wherever. Yes, I have. Yeah. Okay.
I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm going to work every day.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's like literally.
You don't care.
And then there's a random camera guy.
He probably he's still already. Oh, he's still impressive. It's like neon.
Scott, you know how you said when I got that big I guess it's like that.
Walk up to
Hey, Joe. Oh, yeah.
So, and we caught him yesterday. Chewing you. I thought, what you want? My lamp towards the shit. So I'm like, okay, now I need to start baking.
It's funny because, like, I don't know about you, I was like, man, I'm like, I just want him to crawl. Like, I want him to be, like, go, like, get, like, mom is maybe not so much, but, like, and then now it's like, going to, like, die off of
Alright, guys. Can everyone look? I'm going to move this way a tiny bit. Will you guys? Okay, we're good. There we go. One straggler there. There we go. No, we're good. He's good. Thank you.
Don't move yet. Don't move yet.
Okay, everyone else.
Wait a minute.
I'll send you mine. All these.
We can't walk over there.
On top of each other.
I'm just going to take a shot to get to
Okay. Cheers.
One.
Good job, guys.
Oh, thank
Bad.
Trust you, but you're
If I had a flag app, I'd be okay. I do not.
That we don't eat? Perfect.
Oh my god.
begin here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Curtis. I'll be your host for the evening. We're about to start with the wedding party introductions. We got our DJ running right here. We're about to kick it off. Introducing first.
Bring them out,
we have Justin Jimmo. We're the only thing riskier than his mom's is the biology folder on his laptop. And Cindy Radford. Don't try and beat her at anything because she will win. Next up, we have Blake Cunningham, aka Master Blakeshin. He can be found starting about 5 minutes at the bar ordering twisted tea. And Kelly Kennedy, soon to be second mother of the group, that can still be found getting low in the middle of the dance floor tonight. Next up, we have Matt Manier. Everybody, he is undefeated during staring contests into a mirror with himself. And Liz Reinhardt, she's the first mother of the group, but don't let that fool you. She will throw it down as hard as the big weekend will tonight. Next up, we have Matt Krempowicz. He's a child prodigy that started his own business at age 14. It may have turned out that Kremp Tech was a pyramid scam, but that's neither here nor there. Along with Jess Nice, whose left side is literally her only visible side in pictures. And finally, we have the best man, aka the big weekend, Ty Daly. The only thing that can slow him down is a long weekend, and it's cost him 2 knee replacements already. And the co-maids of honor. First up, Rebecca Fennick, whose looks have definitely gotten her to where she is today. And Samantha Fennick, who won't let you collect and pass go. She'll be waiting for you with a knife. Just ask Ty. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, can I get you guys all to your feet? We have the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the newly married Cassandra and Ty Cunningham. And now will be eyes on for their first dance.
Can't count the time, almost said what's on my mind. I didn't. Just the other day, hoping all the things I'd say, but I couldn't. Just baby, I know that you've been wondering. So here goes.
ex-boyfriend. She's very fortunate to have me around. I put up with a lot. Yeah, it's tough. Couple announcements. First off, we have a pair of sunglasses someone found in the women's bathroom. They're Ray-Bans. If anybody's lost them, they're up here at the DJ booth. You can come on up with yours.
It's not there for auction.
Just some housekeeping items here. First off, the smoking area. Guys, this is number one on the list. Please, if you have to smoke, up on the hill, you'll see there's a big sign that says Smoker's Shelter. Out of respect for the owners who are here, allowing us to be here today, please respect that and go up on the hill. Please, please. Number two, the bar is closed during dinner. All right? So we're just going to kind of motor through dinner here. Bar will be closed for dinner. And number three, the washrooms. There's an exit right here at the front corner over by Cass and Ty. And I see all those things embodied into their relationship. And I know that's what it takes to win. And when I look at them, I don't think, and I don't believe, I know that they're going to win and that they are winning right now. So ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for you. We are going to jump right into dinner here. We're going to start with the head table. We do have 2 dinner stations, everybody. We're going to start, it's like an L shape.
Eat now brings strength to us, and may we all enjoy this time of celebration and friendship. Amen. Enjoy your meal.
I'm storming on the corner, about to catch the last train home. I'm storming on the corner, about to catch the last train home.
some more heat on gas. We have a
Lauren's the best. I love her. I want her to just like be around me all the time. Lauren, you're a friend. Like, you're allowed to come over for table night dance if you want it.
Give or take a few months, Cassandra was born and handed to me so her mother could concentrate on delivering her sister Rebecca. One of the first things I noticed about her was a look of wisdom on her face. That wisdom is quite evident today as she has chosen a wonderful man to marry. Barb and Ian, you have done an excellent job of raising Ty. Both of you belong together as you share many similar traits. You are both hardworking, thrifty, creative, determined, and talented. You both have made me very proud. You have done exceptional the last 7 years together and are well on your way to becoming successful in life. A couple of weeks ago, I was told what the name Cunningham meant in Scottish. Rabbit's home. Fennec in Maltese means rabbit. My little rabbit has found her home, and every rabbit's den should be filled with little bunnies. I was trying to find words of advice for you on closing, but nothing came to mind. But keep doing what you're doing as it is working well. Keep loving, caring, and believing in each other, and all the rest will fall in place. And the only advice I give you, Ty, is in a t-shirt.
Continue with the speech portion here. I'm going to call to the podium Ty's parents. We have Ian Cunningham and Barb Cunningham.
I'm a little shorter than Rico. I want to thank you all for coming to celebrate this with us. I think the girls are absolutely beautiful. And they've grown up to be
very good men, except for some of the stories I heard last night. You know, disregard them. Even you, Daly, you've done well. We never thought we'd maybe come to this point. Many years ago, we were driving to a hockey tournament. Tyler told us he needed a new jock. So we stopped at the store. He wanted to go in by himself. He was in there for a while. He came out. We seen what he got. It was an extra small Jill. So we weren't sure what was going to happen down the road.
Hence our sympathy for Cassandra.
First time we met Cass, she came walking up the drive with Tyler, and I was cooking my world-famous jumbo burgers. And I looked at her and I thought, there's no way in hell she's going to eat this. She ate the whole thing. We figured she's a keeper for sure.
Good for you, Tyler.
One thing I feel very comfortable with now is that Cass is around to protect Tyler because he's been known to be scared of the dark. Trees and homeless people. So with Cass's experience wrestling, I figure she can protect him and keep him safe. And you might want to ask to see some of her moves later on too. And in closing, this could not be a better Father's Day present to have another beautiful daughter in my family. Welcome to that family. We love you.
Love you, Cass.
Oh, you did such a good job.
Very good.
Guys, we're going to keep this train moving here. Ty's groomsmen, Kremp and Jimmo. I can only imagine they're going to tell us some very, very good stories about Ty.
I'm gonna put my specs on here. Right, we're gonna start to take these speeches in a different direction. To start off, you guys hear me in the back? I don't want anyone to miss this.
You've got something interesting to say.
I'm really grateful to be standing here today and to be a part of Ty and Cass's wedding. I'll start off by Cass saying, "You look beautiful." And Ty sitting there, "You just look lucky, buddy." It was only a few years ago that I made the mistake of giving Ty a microphone at my wedding. And I couldn't be happier today to return the favor. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin, or Jimmo. Matt's standing behind me, I'll hear from him later. And Ty is one of my oldest friends. Growing up, our friendship started playing novice hockey together, moved into partying in Barb and Ian's motorhome, and continues today with late nights in Ty's basement playing ping pong. I have so many ridiculous memories of Ty over the years that I thought I would just start out by sharing a few fun facts. Ty and Weisers, they just don't mix. He'll either end up in bed at 9 o'clock or acting out a scene from Magic Mike. He's been caught on several occasions trying to pass off a polar bear shot at the bar as tequila. He was always that one weirdo growing up who put peanut butter on his hot dogs. And finally, when we were younger, Ty would get really into songs. Listen to them over and over again until he knew all the lyrics. There was a while, Fleetwood Mac at the dance. I'm surprised that DVD still works. But for some reason to this day, nothing makes Ty happier than singing "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys in front of the club. Growing up, Ty was a natural at most sports. As far back as I can remember, he dominated our hockey teams, and as much as it pains me to say, he usually wins at golf too. But let me tell you, there's nothing natural about trying to watch Ty keep his head above water in the deep end. Let's just say he's no Michael Phelps. For whatever reason, and as athletic as Ty is, he made the doggy paddle look like a real struggle. I'm not sure who finally caught on, but once we started watching Ty in action, we started to notice a few things. He spent a lot of time in the shallow end, stayed close to the edges, and always had a noodle on hand when entering the deep end. It wasn't very often growing up that we had Ty in a vulnerable position. And being the good friends we are, that usually meant circling him in the deep end and making him tread water like his life depended on it. And it did. In all seriousness though, I'm really happy for the both of you. This wedding turned out to be beautiful today. And I wish you both the best. I'm looking forward to hopefully making many more memories in the years to come.
Jim said, my name is Matt. Most people call me Krem, so... My name's actually Krem, is what I'm trying to say, not Matt. So, when I first met Ty back in high school, he was pretty much a full-grown man. Looks pretty much the exact same as he does now, full-grown beard, but better hairline. But still pretty intimidating because I was small and going through puberty at the time, and he was just way above me. So, but things changed pretty quickly though. Soon enough, we're hanging out on a regular basis, and all of a sudden I met him in his basement, and he's putting together a shoebox for an ex-girlfriend of his, of memories, like pictures and CDs, and decorating it. And I could drive him to the house so that he could leave it on the doorstep and ring the doorbell and run away. So that was my first experience that ties up quite as tough as people think he is. Years later, he got lost in the woods trying to find my house near the casino on the island, and same thing, you know, he's kind of a tough guy, but sure enough, he tries to follow some deer tracks, and next thing you know, he's lost on his back with no shoes on, urinating himself to stay warm. Casino security eventually found him. I heard him whimpering in the woods. Not an outdoorsman. A couple of summers ago, I invited him to a cottage, and he had a panic attack in the middle of the night, and had to drive away because he thought I was going to make him swim the next day. Can't swim at all. Apparently, he's good at some sports. People tell me he's pretty good at hockey. I'm not a hockey player, but that's what people say anyways. The only team sport I ever played with him was volleyball in high school. And I refused to pass the ball to him because I just didn't like the way he looked. Again, full beard at 13, very crooked nose, it's like just a bad vibe. We ended up replacing him with a handicapped kid named Bajorkins. And Bajorkins was later his boss at Canadian Tire. Ty and Cass, though. A couple things I have to say about them. Well, firstly, I'm not allowed to talk about the time they first met, so if people want to know about that, just come and find me later. But what I can say is that Ty was pretty much obsessed with her right away. Extremely jealous. Wouldn't leave her alone. Always had to be in contact. For example, one night at the bar, his phone ran out of batteries and he had to run home to her. We all had cell phones, but he had to run home. And later we drove home and we saw him on the side of the road with no shirt on, sweating profusely. And we didn't pick him up. But yeah, I don't actually really want to say too much about Cass because she does kind of scare me a little bit. Despite her size, she can be pretty scary. Ty tries to pretend like he's a big shot, but at the end of the day, he basically does what he's told. Normally, we try to pay her off with money at the end of the night to let her stay up later to party, but eventually Ty slinks upstairs with his head down. And later we'll find him peering around the corner, wanting to hang out with us more, but eventually slinks back upstairs again, sweating profusely. But seriously though, Cass is a great girl. She actually is very, very nice. Deals with my antics, which I appreciate a lot. And to be fair, I've seen her dancing on a tabletop more than once into the wee hours, so she's not exactly innocent. On a serious note though, yeah, I do love these guys. They do mean a lot to me. Legitimately have learned a lot from Ty, believe it or not. Just about being a good person, you know, he's a very legitimate person. Genuine, and I respect him a lot, so yeah, I wish the best for you guys. Cheers.
I tried. She ate me crap.
Guys, we're gonna keep going here.
Well, I kind of wish I went before that fucking guy. Make me look like an asshole up here. If everyone doesn't know me, I'm Tyler, the less important Tyler. The Thorley Tyler, if you will. I met Ty in grade 8 hockey tryouts. Ian and Barb invited my parents over after one of the practices, and while they're outside having several beverages, we had little choice but to hang out. I had to. We sat on opposite sides of the room, and I don't think we said more than 2 words by the end of the night. I literally only know 2 things about the guy at this point. Number 1, he's a way better hockey player than I was. Number 2, one hell of a crooked nose. I mean, look at that beak. He could smell Barb's cooking from around the corner. From that point on, the Cunninghams became my second family. My early high school years were basically spent living there on a plastic couch in their bedroom. We all shared.
Or in the closet.
Yeah, either one. I guess you could say the grocery bill went up at the Cunningham residence big time. Real big time. But I always appreciate how much time I spent there. Big shout out to Ian and Barb there. Ty and Blake weren't just my friends. They were an extra set of brothers. And you tend to learn a lot about people when you spend that much time with them. For instance, Ty has an unreasonable appreciation for the Backstreet Boys. And they already touched on it, but I can guarantee I Want It That Way will be played tonight. And Ty will do the guest performance for him. Also, Ty has to be the cheapest drunk I've ever met as a grown-ass man. I've seen him catch a bus off the neck of a beer. Light beer, I should say, because he doesn't stray too far from Coors Light. He once told me he considers Canadian to be hard alcohol. Still, he's come a long way from taking 4 packs of Mike's Hard Lemonade to parties, drinking 2 and pouring 2 down the drain. Another thing growing up is I've never seen someone get kicked out of the bar more than Ty. It goes hand in hand with the alcohol tolerance thing. It was always something different. He was getting kicked out for stumbling, fighting bouncers. My personal favorite in London, getting kicked out for dancing too sexually. It makes no goddamn sense. I saw it. He wasn't dancing with a girl. He was just dancing sexually by himself. Dragged out of there like it didn't make sense. And I think that's why nowadays he avoids the bar at all costs. Like, he always seems to get sick when the cab shows up to go to the bar. He can either get diarrhea on command or he flat out hates the bar. Like, I don't understand it. And he always seems to be better when we get back from the bar and he can drink till 5 a.m. I feel better. I'm not sure if everyone knows the story of how Cass and I got together. A group of people drinking at an up-class Oshawa bar called Thornton Arms. I believe they got so drunk they stumbled into a ditch on the way to the after party. I mean, if going to Oshawa and getting ditch drunk isn't a love story as old as time, I don't know what is. It's one for the kids. When Ty first brought Cass around to meet everybody, my first thought was, of course, how old is that girl? Is she of age? Should I call the cops? In all seriousness, though, Cass is one of the most down-to-earth, nicest people I've ever met. I consider her one of my best friends. Ty is lucky to have her. And you could tell right away they were amazing chemistry and made each other happy. I remember one time, Krem touched on this, one time Ty went to the bar and we were in line. He's like, I'm out of here, I gotta go. What do you mean? He's like, I couldn't say goodbye to Cass. So he ran home. He lived in Oshawa, we were in Whitby. He ran home, no shirt, no shoes, I don't know what happened to him. Makes no fucking sense, really. A smarter man, like, he would have gotten a cab, an Uber, a piggyback, something. But we all know how Ty likes to save a buck as well. Guy's thrifty as hell. I've never seen Ty worry about stuff like that before, let alone run home to say goodnight. It was really nice. And I will say, Cass, thank God you came along when you did, because Ty was trying to his hand at online dating. And needless to say, he was stood up by a Plenty of Fish date in a Tim Hortons parking lot like yesterday's trash. Red lips. Ty and Cass are more than friends to Liz and I. They're family. To my daughter calls them Aunt Ty and Uncle Cass. I said that correctly. Aunt and Uncle, no, for real. When she was born, they were the first people to show up at the hospital along with Blake and Munir. That means a lot to us. They've done so much to help us over the last few years. They've helped us move on more than one occasion. Ty's become handyman at my house because I can't hang a picture straight to save my goddamn life. More crooked than his nose. We caught a heavy buzz and put my daughter's crib together. But it was okay because Cass got in to make sure it was sturdy. And there was a ton of real estate in there. She couldn't even touch the sides. I look forward to the next steps for our group. Getting old, raising kids together, having a light beer with Ty, I guess because I have to. Maybe throwing some alcohol in the beer so I can get a buzz. Cass, you look beautiful tonight. Did an amazing job at the wedding. I love you both. Let's raise our glasses for Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham.
All right, I'll make like some red wine, Joe.
We gotta get a 5-minute break.
More happy to be celebrating this day with you and standing here beside you today. Look at these two. How stunning is Cassandra, and whoa, Ty, I can definitely start calling you G from now on. I have to say though, Ty, just how lucky you are. You leave here today with a wife who is warm, loving, and caring. And Cass, how lucky are you as well? You leave here today with a beautiful dress and an even wonderful bouquet. For those who you have couldn't figure it out from our obvious resemble, we are Cass's sisters and co-maid of honors. My first meeting with Cass started a long time ago, 26 years to be exact, in my mother's womb, where Cass would say, I took up all the room, absorbed up all the nutrients, and kicked her out first. Then, 5 years later, my parents made the best decision of their life to have me, an adorable little blonde with blue eyes who always manages to get her own way. As the majority of you can attest to, it is very rare to see the three of us getting along naturally. It's always been a 2-on-1 battle with Cass constantly managing to being on the winning side. I wouldn't say that she always managed to be on the winning side, but she always managed to make her side win, because she was on my side. Contrary to what you might think, the three of us have actually always got along. Yes, we love to talk over one another, and yes, we love to bicker and pick on each other, and yes, we love to make our point last memorable, but it's just a Maltese thing. One summer, we took a road trip down to Myrtle Beach with my dad. Lucky for him, he got to spend an entire 15-hour drive with his 3 beautiful girls, or so he thought. The road trip consisted of us trying to convince my dad to play 100 different games, which he would either end up losing or couldn't understand the rules, so he would just quit. The joy of listening to the three of us singing to every song on the radio, which, if you know anything about the three of us, we're the world's best singers, and we know every song to every song on the radio, or every word to every song on the radio. And worst of all, he had to listen to us either laugh hysterically about nothing, or rip at each other's throats over who got the last pop. Needless to say, he limits his time in the car with us. Cassandra has always been a very independent person, except for when it comes to driving. If you're fortunate enough to be in Cassandra's inner circle, you either have high kilometers on your vehicle or your gas tank is rarely ever full. As Ty would say, he's put 30,000 kilometers on his truck this year, but 15,000 of them are from driving Cass around. But if you haven't heard, Cassandra recently just got her license. Thanks to me, and we could not be more proud of her. Samantha and I thought planning a wedding with Cass would be easy. She's always been so sure of what she wanted growing up. Before Ty proposed, she had the whole wedding planned on Pinterest, or so we thought. But soon after the engagement, we knew that wasn't the case. Her constant asking us which color, which shade of beige, which design, which reserved seating sign, which hairstyle, and so the list goes on. She wanted the most perfect and beautiful wedding. And did she not achieve it tonight? She did an absolutely amazing job. And we would have never expected anything other. The two of us have always been so blessed to have grown up with Kat. She is one of the most creative people we know and does a phenomenal job at picturing something and in her head and putting it to life. The two of us have been so blessed to grow up with Cass as a sister. She's always been driven, motivated, and very hardworking. She's someone we are inspired to be like. She's always our #1 supporter, our partner in crime, and the best big sister we could ask for. She's been there at our weakest moments and at our happiest. She's the first person we call if something's bothering us and the first we share exciting news with. Cass's loyalty is like no other. She's kind, thoughtful, and absolutely hilarious. In life, we are never promised anything. We aren't promised the job of our dreams or the big house we always wanted. We aren't promised the nice things or a lifetime of help. But one thing we can promise you, Ty, is that my sister will love you unconditionally till the day, for every day for the rest of her life. Whatever life may throw at you, whatever challenges you may have, never forget to check your side because my sister will always be right there. She's that kind you can count on for life. Over the last 7 years, it's been a privilege to watch Cass and Ty grow as a couple. They've shown us a path on how a relationship should be. They have personally always been our favorite couple. The one characteristic of their relationship that stands out for us is their loyalty to one another. They trust each other without a doubt, and that's what makes their relationship work and makes it so special. They avoid all the nonsense that comes with jealousy and insecurities because they truly have faith and love in one another. They are perfect for each other, and we couldn't be happier that they met. Their love is full of laughter, jokes, happiness, and genuine care. She did. She snuck it in there. There's nothing better than watching Cass try to be mad at Ty. She pouts for about 5 minutes, stomps her feet, then Ty looks at her with just a grin on his face and somehow manages to turn the whole fight around and make Cass apologize to him. Ty, we've always admired how hard of a worker you are in your handyman skills. The three of us growing up had always said to each other we wanted to find someone as handy as our dad and as patient as our mom. And this is exactly what Cass has found. Cass needs a man with patience. She can be erratic, emotional at times, and jump from 0 to 100 real quick. Your presence has always had such a calming effect on Cass. There was something about how comfortable you two were at the very beginning, that we knew in the back of our minds that you'd be around forever, you'd be around for a very long time, if not forever. You have embraced our family, every single one of us. We are loud, crazy, and a lot to handle at times, but you've always stood by. My family absolutely adores you, especially my grandma. Even though she may call you Todd instead of Ty at times. We couldn't have been more blessed and honored to officially welcome you into our family. Here's to many more years of constantly bickering, hot and steamy bathrooms, and many more chores given to you by my mom. We would like to share some words of wisdom and advice from my nana and my nene who could not be here with us today. Always find a way to forgive each other. There will be fights, many, many fights, but find the courage to stick together and move on from them. They wish so badly that they could be here with us tonight and wanted to send you a very warm congratulations. They are really hoping for a great-grandchild very, very soon. Now, before we get this party started, we wanted to leave you with this. Yes, here comes the real sappy, corny part. Love isn't perfect. It isn't a fairy tale or a storybook, and it isn't always easy. Love is overcoming obstacles, facing challenges, and fighting to be together, holding on and never letting go. It is a short word, easy to spell, difficult to define, and impossible to live without. Love is work, but most of all, love is realizing that every hour, every minute, and every second of it was worth it because you did it together. When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. So, if everyone could raise their glass, to the rest of their lives, Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham. hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. We, my husband and I, would like to thank you all for being here with us today. We cannot begin to express how much love and support we have felt from all of you through this whole process. You are all, without a doubt, our favorite people, and without you, this day would not be nearly as great. A special thanks to our wedding party for all the help along the way. We are so lucky to have such great friends like you. We really do consider you family. My bridesmaids, you guys helped me keep sane through this whole process, answering my 9 million indecisive questions. I'm so grateful to have such great friends like you. And thank you to the groomsmen, mostly for showing up today and not getting too wild last night, even if we had to separate you to make sure it didn't happen. My sisters, co-maid of honors, I cannot begin to express how thankful I am for all of the help you guys have given me this last year. Although I think most of the time it was a competition who could be the better maid of honor, it really played to my advantage because I ended up with so much support and help. I really don't think it took long for you guys to accept Ty into our family. He really has become a brother to you guys, and we really should give him more credit for having to deal with the three of us bickering for the past 7 years.
Here, here.
I am sure my dad must have passed on some advice over the years, because I think he has finally learned to move us out. I don't tell you two enough, but you guys are the glue that holds me together, and I am forever grateful for the bond that we share. To my new family, thank you for welcoming me into your family. There was never a moment that I had felt unwelcomed or that I couldn't be myself around you. To Barb and Ian, you two have raised an amazing son, and I have you guys to blame for every inch of inappropriateness this guy has. I remember the first time asking Ty about you guys, which led into hearing probably 13 stories about his childhood and the shenanigans that took place. And I remember thinking how lucky he was to be a part of such a fun and loving family. And I am so grateful to now officially be a part of it. To my parents, words cannot begin to express my level of gratitude for everything you've done for me and will continue to do for me. You've always been my #1 supporters and would do anything to give me what I needed. I would not be here or the person I am today without you. Thank you for treating Ty like the son you never had, and always treating him as part of the family. And last but not least, I would like to thank my husband. Thank you for always being your weird, inappropriate, false self. There isn't a doubt in my mind that we were meant to be together, and we are far from perfect, but somehow perfect for each other. You know exactly what I need, even when I haven't figured out what I need, which is quite frankly very often because of how indecisive I am. Through this whole wedding, I've had to make so many decisions on what to choose, which is quite a challenge for me, but the decision of marrying you was never one I had to make because I knew you were the one for me. I promise to always love and support you, grow with you and encourage you, but most importantly, I promise to always be my weird, inappropriate, goofball self. Because we are happiest being weird, inappropriate goofballs together. I love you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
How do I follow that? So I just want to thank everybody for coming to my roast. I felt nervous until this point. So first of all, I want to thank all the wedding party for all your help during this time. I want to thank our parents for opening the checkbook. Without your money, I don't think we'd be able to afford a venue like this. I thought when I proposed to Cass, we'd probably get married in the Eagle's Nest. I would have had to ask the raccoons to leave for a bit. I thought I would share a story about how I first met Cass. The very first time I met Cass was in Wasaga Beach. I think she was about 16 or 17 years old. I don't know how old I was, about 20, too old to be where I was. Her and Rebecca came up to me, like 16-year-old girls, like, "Oh, we're twins, we're twins. I said, hi, I'm Cass, hi, I'm Rebecca. And I looked at Cass, and this was her chance to run. I looked at her and I said, what the fuck happened to you? Were you on your mom's left tit? She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, clearly it wasn't producing milk. That was her chance to run. A couple of years went by and we crossed paths again. We were at a party in Brent Henry's basement. And everyone was going to the bar. They were going to Whiskey John's, and we decided we were hitting it off. We decided we were going to go to Thornton Arms. So I said it was a short walk. It was a 45-minute walk. We walked there. We were doing Jaeger bomb after Jaeger bomb after Jaeger bomb. I was trying to keep up to her, this little girl. Someone said to the ditch story earlier, I figured a marriage is all about truth. So this is what happened. She started running. Luckily for me, I had my banana peel in my pocket. Threw it across the sidewalk. She slipped. I pretended to slip on it too. Happened to land on top of her. And that was our first kiss. So it became time to meet the parents. I showed up to Diane's house for the first time and the girls wanted to play Monopoly. So I brought my Monopoly board and I already knew Rebecca, I didn't know Sam. For anybody that knows Sam, she's a little fucked. We were playing Monopoly, Rebecca was in school to be an accountant, so she had to be the banker. It came time for Sam to buy a property, and Rebecca shortchanged her, and Sam lost her fucking mind. She gets real ruthless. She started calling Rebecca every name in the book. Fuck you, fuck this. You fucking ugly, this and that. Rebecca said, oh yeah, am I so ugly? What's this? So she walks to her room, pulls out a box from underneath the bed, puts on a tiara and a sash that said Miss Teen Canada. From that moment on, I knew there was nothing I could do for Diane to judge me. And then it became time to meet Rico. I didn't know how he'd feel about his daughter dating an older guy, so I wanted to impress him. So the first time I met him, we went up north to his property, and I got out of the vehicle and he was holding a hatchet, and So I said, Ty, throw this hatchet at the tree and you're accepted into the family. Threw the hatchet, the handle hit the tree, the hatchet fell on the ground, and he didn't care. He said, just get me away from these three girls. I just want another guy in the family. I didn't know what he meant until actually Joey was getting married and we had to drive to Detroit together. And the three girls were in the back seat, Rico and I were in the front seat. They wouldn't shut up. They were bickering, arguing. At one point Sam was just talking to herself. Rico unlocked the door and almost jumped out on the highway. What else? I didn't prepare myself, but everyone says I'm just like my dad, except for how stubborn he is. I'm not as stubborn as him, so mostly I would always get in trouble for going. A lot of people play Sunday morning hockey here, and sometimes I'd go MIA. And when I would go MIA, Cass would send out the search party for me. And my mom would be calling me, my sister, my brother, Cass would be calling me off the hook, and my dad would just text me and say, oh boy, you in trouble now? he knew where I was, mostly at Cax Fun House, but So anyways, he's stubborn as all hell. So growing up, if him and my mom got in a fight, and it was before dinner, he refused to eat his dinner. He thought he was showing her something. Like, no, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. So if anybody knows our house, it's a pretty small house. So we'd all eat our dinner, and we were sitting on the couch, and we could hear my dad's stomach grumbling. And we'd look at him.
I'm not hungry.
So I get a text from Blake. I don't know, it was last summer or something. And he said, "Mom shot Dad." What are you talking about? He's like, "Mom just shot Dad." I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He said, so this is what I picture. It was a humid day. My dad's hair was all fucking frizzy because the humidity got to it. My mom's wearing a nightie with her moo-moo on. The moo-moo was undone. She had a smoke in her mouth, a drink in her hand, gun in the other hand. They were shooting targets. My mom shoots a target. My dad's like, "I'm gonna go see what you shot." So he goes down there. My mom starts walking across the lawn. She's hobbling with a gun in her hand. I thought she was acting gangster, but turns out she has a bum knee. Shoots him. Dad goes down. The biggest welt on his stomach I've ever seen. So I text Blake and I said, "So how mad's Dad that Mom shot him?" And he goes, "Well, he's not eating his dinner." So I should say something nice about Cass. I don't know what I did to deserve such a beautiful girl. And that's it. I think it might be it.
Yeah. Big breath.
There's nothing there. You're beautiful, smart, funny, and a great cook. Even though you haven't been cooking lately. I'm so proud to call you my wife, and I couldn't have been married into a better family. That's it. I can't.
I just got excited.
I can't. I'll tell her later.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you all to just come to your feet one more time, and can we give a round of applause to Ty and Cass Cunningham? It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The bar is open. Just to let you guys know, there is a self-serve dessert table where dinner was served. Help yourselves. Smoke outside again, up on the hill. Bathroom breaks, and then we're going to come back here, and then we have some parent and bridal party dances.
the store, you're gonna have to wait till 2:30. Why? The people said that mass today. So we closed down everything till 2. We had to wait 4 hours.
I use
Veritable.
Well, I'm not that good.
I didn't know if you're. I've had that IMS.
Okay, yeah.
There's no way you can be a good man.
I'll I'm so happy with everything.
It's beautiful.
I pooed, it was the best feeling ever. I was like, can you do this speech out? Sometimes, like, when a lot of people around are having a kid, I feel like I'm white. Nobody's messaged you. I didn't know how we were going to
Ladies and gentlemen, please, can you return to your seats? Everybody, can you please return to your seats?
Lost in the morning. So much of love you miss. I just know my youth. I was enough not long ago. I was her mother. She told me so, and she still means the world to me. Just so you know, so be careful when you time changes everything.
It's fine, it's fine.
I'm not understanding your way. I loved you first, I loved you first, and a place in my heart will always be yours. The first word she breathed, she was smiling at me. I knew the love would find her love stay. I pray that she finds
strange child in my heart. Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I have the seasons of my
Ladies and gentlemen, with the bride and groom having their father and mother dances, they have officially kicked off. The dance floor is open for business. The bar is open. Let's have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry about that.
She was a fax machine, she does the rock machine, she does the best that I ever seen. She acts side by side. Shaking, I was quaking, my mind was shaking.
Yeah.